Hey everyone, it's Neptork here, back for another video, and we have the Gacha revenue for February. I'm not quite sure what to expect here. Personally, I am thinking that Genshin probably made #1 for the first month of the year. And then after that, probably Enfield. And from there, I don't know. I think that Wuthering Waves is going to start tanking. That's my prediction, is that it's just going to start losing a lot of money. You know, February could change things around because a meth comes out, but other than that, I think they're in trouble. Trouble relative to where they are. They're going to be able to do fine for years, but I think their days as a top 10 game and industry leader is coming to a close. So, how this goes, I'm going to go through it. I'm just going to comment on the ones that I know about so that we don't waste time, because we're going through the entire list, 169, and then, yeah, that's going to be it. So, Black Beacon officially is done. Hegan Uruthiol, they're trying to restart. Don't know if they'll ever do it. Let's see, Elysia, Astrofall, Starseed, Asnia Trigger. I expect this to go EOS at some point. Astra, Knights of Ida. I feel like these are two similar games. I expect them all to crash sometime this year. So, counter side, I really think a lot of their revenue comes from Steam, because I don't think many people have this on their phone anymore. Basically, they'd rather save their phone data for something else, which makes sense. But I still think Counter-Strike's pretty cool. I need to log in every once in a while just to see how it's going. The OG Girls Frontline doing good. Good. For how long this game has been out, this doesn't surprise me. That it's able to retain this story apparently is very top tier. People love the original, so I wish I could get into it, but I just too much time had passed and I couldn't get into it anymore because it was just I was too far behind. Same thing with like Arc Knights. More idol managers always seem to be doing well. I mean, like you can almost like say like every 5 or 6 on this list is gonna be an idol game. Eversoul still hanging in there. Mormons, this kind of I feel bad for this game. Like this game should be a lot higher, and it didn't get the marketing that it needed. Tower of God, New Year, probably no data for this month. Outer Plane, I expect this to EOS probably sometime this year. I mean, I could be wrong, but I get the feeling that Smilegate's gonna say, we're done. There's another Idolmaster. Dislight is finally collapsing, honestly. I feel like this game had potential, and there were just some issues with it. And they had a rough start, and they recovered, but it wasn't enough. So, another Idolmaster, Ricci City. This is also from Smilegate. Atelier, this will eventually die, for sure. Echocalypse, 100% Gunner game. I don't expect this to last long, because there are many other Gunner games with way better, basically, way better gameplay. You know, if you're gonna get a Gunner game, why don't you get one with like better gameplay, right? So, let's see. We're entering the top 100. Sword of Convallaria. I think this will continue to drop off. And as you can see, Ethereum Restart is finally starting to go down. Oh man, I'm still irritated with the people who gave this game life. I saw a thumbnail on YouTube that they're apparently gonna relaunch it slightly. I don't know if that's gonna happen. There's a lot of problems with this game. If they do, I'll give it another try, but I think the game is cooked. Actually, a Theory to Restart is very much like Dislight, but without all of the cool gods that you can associate with. Instead it's just random characters you never heard of before. Snowbreak, this will turn around this month because we have another wedding patch. The Acacia is busted. Oh, but Acacia already came out. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Mind you, this game is most likely played mostly through Steam rather than mobile, but you know, we'll have to see. But Snowbreak, I think Snowbreak is continuing to do well. I enjoy playing it. So here's Lost Sword. They had kind of a, I don't know if it's anniversary, but they had basically a big month with the release of Morgana, like real Morgana, not Lolly Morgana, like voluptuous Morgana. I think, is that her in the picture? No, probably not. So doesn't surprise me to see a huge increase here. Honestly, this won't go very far, but if it stays in this range, that's pretty good. This is definitely a mobile game. Even though I played on PC, I played it through an emulator. Most of its revenue is through mobile, and I guarantee you, if I compare Snowbreak to this, I'm betting Snowbreak makes a lot more than this. Mecharashi, I'm glad to see it still hang in there, but its long-term value I don't really see, because you're pulling for robots rather than, you know, actual characters, it feels like. And that was my issue with this game. Path to Nowhere, drop off, nothing to worry about. It's probably just a down patch. This game it's pretty good. Like, if I didn't have so many others I'm playing, this would be one I would consider. Stellasora, no. I really want Stellasora to succeed, and I predicted that it would eventually start doing better than CZN, but that prediction ain't coming true right now. Mind you, let's see, last month we had Just Firenze, which I'm surprised it didn't do better, because that was our first major that was our first major Umbra DPS. So we'll have to see what the Valentine's one brings. It's got a voluptuous doctor, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. So we may see an increase next month because we're getting a limited unit. And if I had to say also, even though Firenze was the first Umbra DPS, her design was very bland. So, and her character, I would say, isn't the most likable. So, I guess I can see this. I mean, this is also coming off of, like, Snowish Laru with the Virgin Killer Sweater, so I would expect this to turn around back up and start making more money next month. Let's see. I wish Princess Connect Redive was still around. Epic 7. We had Dien over the course of last month. I'm not surprised it didn't really move the needle or do anything. Next month, I expect this revenue to jump, because I think the Asaria is something people want. I could be wrong. If she's not broken enough, you know, people won't pull for it. And then we also had, instead of Hecate, we had, I'm surprised that this went up, considering we didn't have Hecate and we had Aki instead. Okay. Color me surprised. Epic 7's revenue has been down, ever since CZN came out. So, let's see. Yeah, you can see this is when CZN dropped. So, we've also haven't had a broken ML unit since this as well, so that could also be a factor. We'll see what happens. Well, I take that back. No. That's correct. October? Yeah, October was Yule Hub. So yeah, November, December, at the end of December was DN, and then January was mostly DN, and then other stuff. So yeah, this checks out. We'll see what happens with this area. If it jumps back up with this area, then I think we're okay. Otherwise, this may be the new kind of plateau for Epic 7. We shall see. Langrisser hanging in there. I'm always impressed by this game's longevity. Let's see, Pokemon Masters EX. Most of these I don't know about. Wizards Variant Daphne, probably no data. Fire Emblem Heroes. I think this is just continuing to collapse. They're trying to push Fire Emblem Shadows, and Fire Emblem Shadows is garbage. Nintendo clearly wants to switch off this game. They're in that corporate mindset of like, well, we're tired of running this game. Let's find something else, which I hate. I wish they would be more like World of Warcraft and just continue to use it. A winning formula, you know? But they're trying to push people off to basically Fire Emblem Shadows, and that is a garbage game that no one wants to play. They want to play Heroes, and instead of fixing the issues with Heroes and coming up with new stuff, they're just like, let's try and make this die, which frustrates the hell out of me. This month has been like the first month in a long time in which I've just been so unenamored with Fire Emblem Heroes. And this was my first Gacha game that I started back in 2017, so yeah. Girls Frontline 2, Exilium, what happened? Sakura was released, and before that, Lewis. Both non-meta units. I think they should still be in pretty fine shape. December was the release of, was still the leftover release of Leva, if I remember correctly. Yep. So, looking at this revenue chart, I mean, they're doing okay. This is their new plateau, is 2 million. I wish it was doing better because it deserved. This is probably my favorite Gacha game at the moment. But we'll have to see. I think people are just kind of anxiously awaiting Voimastina, which is, I think, AK-47. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. All right, Brown Dust 2, huge drop off. Doesn't surprise me. January to December, basically, you are. December is their like anniversary type month, so I expect this next month. It may jump up again, but probably not. I expect it to stay here, and then in March it will jump up again. So expect that, but just look at where this has gone. You know, they just steadily been increasing. And this money right here, this revenue spike, is from I'm pretty sure that it is from, a lot of people want to attribute it to basically I get Wilhelmina. I couldn't even think of it for a moment, but I think it's they're beginning to release more of those interactable like specialty skins, because those you have to actually buy, and so I think people are joining because of that. So you had a big one. You had that, was it Tyr? No. It was the Archer girl. Can't even think of her name. That was in December. Back here was like Therese. There was maybe another one in here somewhere, but we'll see what happens. But this is nothing to worry about. I think they've reached a new plateau and they're going to continue to do well. Even with the controversy that they had to deal with this past month, and everyone's laughing at Germany now because, because of their censorship. Memento Mori, still going strong, man. I'm always impressed with it. Limbus Company, I can never get into this, but I know how popular it is. Every time one of these lists comes out, I'm like, oh man, I need to re-download Slimy Sky Memories, and then I forget. Maybe this month will be the month. We'll see. Azure Lane, not surprising. The UR was last patch. So this month was kind of a downer month. It was like the leftovers of the UR event plus other reruns. At the end of February, we should get the next UR, so February should be another jump back up. Or maybe not a jump, but it should turn around and increase its revenue next month. I mean, you can see here, peaks are always like the UR events every single time. Actually, I'm surprised this one was so low. This is the Japanese anniversary month. This is the Chinese anniversary month. And actually, the other UR, I think last year was during January. I can't quite remember. It was Italian, so it was Raffaello, so it wasn't too popular. So, well, let's see. URs are so plentiful now, like maybe it's not as popular anymore. I don't know. Chaos Zero Nightmare is out of season, so I have a feeling that this drop-off is warranted. I don't think it'll stay. I think by next month, it'll probably stay here, but see, here's the thing. If people feel that the last character of a seasonal, of a season of CZM is going to be broken, like Serenial, everyone's just going to save for that. And they'll end up with a chart that just has nothing but peaks. Or actually, Azure Lane is a good example. Like, every time a seasonal character comes out, it'll be like this, like this, like this. I hope that's not what happens, but it's very possible. That's something that they could potentially lock themselves into, and they better correct it really quickly. So yeah, that's just kind of my thing with this. I personally got Naru, or was it not Naru? I can't even remember her name. The most recent character, and I like her. Actually, I haven't even played her, but I liked her design and everything. And I got Serenial, but I mean, I skipped quite a lot of characters, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. I'm still not a fan of their revenue model, but that's, I mean, to be expected when it's coming from Smilegate. Smilegate's revenue models are never that great. So, honestly, I expect this to stay still. I think people are too worried. They're going to be saving up for when that next busted unit comes out. So I have a feeling that this is going to stay where it is. And we'll see. I mean, we still don't know her kit because they decided to release information like the day of, which is really frustrating. So when we get her kit for the new lady coming out, she's like an Order Vanguard or something like that. I can't remember. We'll see. Alright, Girl Gooner game, no data. Girl Gooner game, more data. Nice. Nothing too special here. More Idolmaster type games. Shadowverse, I mean, this is card game. Card game sometimes can do really well. I honestly, when I played this, I did download it to try this. I don't like card games, but it was really well done, I felt. So this being continually like doing these kinds of numbers does not surprise me at all. Pretty good. Dragon Traveler, 7 million, man, nice. And it was a global release. It was already in Taiwan. Honestly, this game's just fun, and oh man, I can't, like, there's so many things to do that I can't stop playing it at times. Like, I'm like, all right, I want to quit, but I can't, because we just keep going and going and going. So, this is cool. I mean, I'm sure it's going to drop off next month, but I think this is pretty cool. It's a good start for the game, and hopefully it stays. I expect it to settle down into probably right here, like the 3 million or so. We'll see. Gosh, seeing Slime Isekai here, like at 3 million, makes me, I really need to download it because that's impressive. Okay, Reverse 1999. A huge revenue increase. It was in a half anniversary for the global side of things. But that's not even where their money came from. Their money came from China. Was it a Chinese anniversary? It might have been a Chinese anniversary. I'm not quite sure. But this is pretty good. So, very good. Yeah, I'm impressed. I love Reverse 1999. I'm glad to see it doing well. HSR, this is probably the lowest HSR has ever been. Yeah. It's to be expected. I mean, they this entire month we were supposed to have a patch. Like, actually, no, the patch would have been this Tuesday, I think. Right? No. The patch should have come out this past Tuesday. So it technically would have been on a new patch right here, but it wasn't. So I think we've got another like 10 days until the patch comes out, and I think February it's gonna shoot up. Where is it gonna land? Probably, I'm gonna be conservative. Let's say around 30 million. I don't have much faith in the elation thing. I really don't. So I expect around a 30 million or so. These massive peaks. I mean, this is Phynon, this is Cyrene, and this is Castris. That'll come on the anniversary, because I believe a character that everyone wants will be coming out then. Blue Archive had, I think, a Japanese anniversary. Yeah. Japanese anniversary. So, whenever Japanese anniversary comes out for Blue Archive, you're going to see it jump up. 9 million. Pretty impressive. Actually, I'm very surprised we're at rank 20, and we're at 9 million already. Man, I feel like the gacha industry, maybe it's not expanding, but it's condensing. Contracting isn't the word, because that would mean that less people are playing, but I think it's condensing into the more popular games. Looks like, I think we can officially say that Infinity Nikkei has officially survived their bullshit that happened. Looks like we have no Android data for global, but I have a feeling that essentially they have survived basically shooting themselves in the foot about 10 months ago. So good job, Infinity Nikkei. Keep up the good work. Alright, Blue Archive. Let's see what else we got here. Uma Musume. I expect Uma Musume to eventually, very slowly go down. Like, I think this was too quick. Like, I think if you were to reorder these from like top to bottom, that's what I would expect. But I mean, you look at this right here, this is Japan alone. So I could be completely wrong about that. And it just had a down month. So down month, get it over with, get through it, and then move on. Arknights, man, quite the downfall from that massive 40 million month, but I mean, you can see here, Arknights is gonna be just fine. It's doing well. All right, Wuthering Waves, I expected it to drop again, and honestly, didn't drop as much as I thought it would. I'm pretty sure that I said last patch that it was gonna drop to like 14 or 15. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I said 18. Morny was the release here, and this should be concerning because, like, not only was she supposed to be like a meta for these new teams coming out, these break teams, like, she was like the second coming of a shorekeeper. Now, she wasn't as strong as a shorekeeper, but she was the closest thing that we've gotten to a shorekeeper-esque unit in a long time. And disinterest at this level is kind of surprising. However, people may be saving for a meth, so we may see a massive jump, but I don't know what we're going to get, because when Cardathea came out back in June, like, we had been building up to Cardathea since January, okay? Her massive story was here. Like, they built her up. Now they're in this slop fest of just doing character stories and trying to claim it's a main story quest, which is really annoying. And honestly, it's just ruining the game, if you ask me. I hope they get out of this rut, but this seems to be the path that they want to take. They want to just do companion quests for story quests. I am very happy that people are starting to finally mention it and say it out there and say that this is garbage. They're also not doing combat events as much anymore. They're just doing little stupid mini games. Like, Wuthering Waves loves to take ideas from other people. Like, a lot of games take ideas from other people, but it's just weird. Wuthering Waves, I feel like, likes to do it a whole lot more. And the worst thing about it is they take the worst ideas from stuff like Genshin and so forth. Like, the mini games and so forth, that isn't what you built your game on. You built your game on having awesome combat. Stop it with that shit. Give us more of, like, the big combat events. I don't know. I saw the live stream, and I was just, I've never been so unhyped for a live stream, and I really want a meth. So, man, it sucks. This number will turn around. I think how much it turns around will give us an idea of where Wuthering Waves is at. Basically, are we, is it going to loop back up to a great peak? Or if we look back, 7 months from now, is this going to be the start of the decline of Wuthering Waves? Honestly, I think Wuthering Waves will be fine, but I think it's going to be settling down into a new plateau of around 10 to 15 million, as opposed to being in the upper 20s like it has been for the past year. Yeah. Well, even then, some of the stuff here is kind of... But, I mean, you look back here. I mean, some of this revenue was like Phoebe. That tells you something. This is Carlotta. This is Rosha. I think Rosha plus brand. I could be wrong about that. This, I know March is Phoebe. Or maybe, I can't remember. It's too long ago. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's settling down into a lower plateau. We'll see what happens. But I hope they fix their story, because right now it sucks, and the only reason you log into Wuthering Waves is a story. The open world is cool, but it's also very empty because they made it, situated on the bikes, and that part just kind of stinks. That you have so much of an empty world. It just doesn't feel as good as it did in Renacida. We're gonna see. All right, let's move on. What do we got? Nikkei. Revenue increase for Nikkei. Damn. Has Nikkei, like, unlocked a new tier? Oh, wait a minute. This is Snow White. Okay, never mind. Scratch everything I said. I myself was burning through all of my gems for Snow White. Okay, never mind. This makes sense. Actually, if anything, it's kind of surprising that it didn't do more. How did it do last January? It jumped up more last January. And that was for Rappy Red Hood. Okay, fair game. I think we're okay. I think Nikkei's in a good spot. Number 10, okay. ZZZ dropped a bit. Trying to remember. Ye Guang came out. She come out this month, or is it this month? Ye Guang was like at the beginning of this month. So this is kind of surprising. I expected revenue to be higher. This was Dial-In, wasn't it? In Bonway? This was Yi Xuan. No. Wait a minute, wait. That's why. This is why it looks so awkward. Ye Guang came out December 30th. That's how you split data between months. Is you have to come out like the last 1 or 2 days of the month. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. This doesn't. That's how you split revenue between 2 months in gacha games. Is basically you have to have a patch that comes out at the very end of the month. Okay. Then this is believable. Completely in line with expectations. Alright, let's see here. Monster Strike Enfield. Okay. I thought it would do more. However, I think people weren't as hooked into the gameplay as they would have liked to be. Let's see where most of the money came from. Interesting. So China and Japan big time. I mean, I'm having so much fun with it, so. Dude, you want to see something crazy? Look at the money. Just, let's look at Android here, okay? 2 million, okay? 80,000 downloads. 2 million, 9,000 downloads. These guys are crazy spenders. Alright, so hey, it's doing pretty good. It's a good start. Obviously it'll fall off. This is only, what, 10 days of data? We'll see. But I have a feeling Enfield is going to be our new... This is what I think. I think Enfield is going to replace Wuthering Waves as the big titan. One of the big titans up here at the top. I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to have your ZZZ, your HSR, your Genshin, Nikkei. Whether you like it or not, Nikkei has always been a titan at the top. Arc Knights, Fate Grand Order. I think Wuthering Waves is going to settle down. We'll see what happens, but... Alright. Fake Grand Order, Pokemon TCG Pocket. Let's see if I'm right about this. I said Genshin would be number 1. Love in Deep Space. Okay. The Christmas season is over. So getting that Comfort Boy toy is out of style. Wait, where do they get most of their money? The global market. Oh no, China. Okay. Number 2. Naruto Mobile. Damn. Only in China yet. Now, I wonder when it'll release globally. We'll see. And then number 1. Yeah, I knew this was going to come. With Columbina's release, this was kind of expected. So, not surprising in the least. But, yeah. There's the January King, and usually January months are not that high, with the exception of last January. That was when Malwika and Sealali appeared in the same month. Obviously, Columbina I don't think pulls as much as Malwika. But, you know, Genshin's just been continuing to do pretty healthy recently. And man, the game feels so much better than it did like a year ago during Natlan. The story was so good. It's probably one of the best stories if not the best story they've ever done. Like, oh man. I just remember like the story being done. I was like, man, that was the first time in a long time I've enjoyed the story and I wasn't looking for the skip button that doesn't exist. And I would enjoy stories more if that skip button just existed there and I could press it if I wanted to. So that's the gacha revenue for this month. Interesting stuff. Let's see if Wuthering Waves should jump back into the top 10 this upcoming month. I think here's going to be the big battle that happens next month. It's going to be Wuthering Waves versus Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is like all the way down here at 21. Let's see what happens. Genshin is going to go down. There's nothing really big coming. Zabai isn't going to do it. However, there is Varka, so maybe I should say that. We'll see. Enfield will go down, but I think it's in a really healthy start. I can never predict what's going to happen with the Girl Gooner games. ZZZ. Let's see what the Angels of Delusion do. I personally don't like the Angels of Delusion, but a lot of people do like them. So, we'll see. Goddess of Victory Nikke, they just released a pretty Goonerish unit. Another one of the maids. But that released in the last month, so I don't expect them. I have a feeling this Nikke will drop a little bit. I can never tell you what's going to happen with Fate Grand Order. I still can't believe people play that game. And that's going to be pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the revenue data. I'll put this up here. It'll be interesting to see all the people, you know, rage and complain. And like, Styx will be like, oh, that chart is full of crap. Wuthering Waves is the greatest game ever. Look, yeah, it's not accurate. But one thing you should know is that it's consistent. It doesn't discriminate. And while it doesn't show all of the revenue, it gives us a good slice that is indicative of what the revenue is. There are going to be variations. You know? For instance, there's possibly more people who play Wuthering Waves on PC and on Steam than on mobile. Totally believable, especially since their optimization for mobile is not there. Same thing with ZZZ. Like, I hate playing these types of games on mobile. But there's also consoles, there's all kinds of stuff. But this gives us a good idea of where things are. If Wuthering Waves is doing another 40 million off of the platform, that also means that Genshin Impact is doing another 80 to 90 million off of phones. You got to take that into account. So, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and well, I will see you guys next month. Neptork out. See you guys.